Go.
All right, welcome to the front tug workshop. In these workshops, it's very important that you stick to these skills and you don't progress if you're not ready, because you're not gonna be able to do the next skill if you can't do the first one. So the first one is just a dive roll or a forward roll, standing on the mat. You'll stand up, hands up like this, look down, and then all these forward rolls, I want them to land on their feet, so they're not like laying like this. That's not a forward roll. You gotta land on your feet, standing up. All right. Make sure they're doing that. After that, you can have them stand behind the mat. They can put their hands on like this. Same thing. Roll through their feet. Very important that they land on their feet. So, yeah.
Are there anything, do you have any tips for like how kids commonly mess that up or like where to spot them if they're like minis or?
Just kind of, you can grab their hips and kind of pull them over. Like if you're like just kind of standing off the side, you can kind of pull them over.
Evelyn, can you be a mini ninja? Yeah. A forward roll? Yeah. Ask Coach Marek.
Yeah, you can kind of like spot like to the side of it if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of just make sure they're actually doing it instead of skipping it. 'Cause a lot of people just like run at it and kind of fling themselves over. Make sure they like do it so that they learn it. So
Okay. Do you have any tips for um kids that have never done a roll before at all? Like they don't know how to like roll, period.
you just want to keep your head tucked in, kind of separate your legs a little bit. So tuck your head down. We kind of just lean forward. That's pretty much it.
Perfect. Cool. All right. So if they've mastered the roll down the hill, then the next step is the roll from the floor.
Yep.
And then what's after that? Good.
After you finish working on the wedge mat, you can come over to like one of these mats. Yeah. Not so sloped. You can sit on top of it. Same thing. Push your hands down forward roll. If you can, try to use your hands. That's kind of try to stand up, just like that. And then, yeah, you can even try on the floor like this. Again, try to land standing up, not kind of like flailing around or like laying on your back. But yeah, with these as well, if you have your knees like this and you land on your feet, you have like a chance of like hitting yourself. So kind of pull your knees apart when you land, so you can like roll and not hit yourself, I guess. Otherwise, it's tips I have.
Okay. Ready.
Alright, this one's basically just like the same thing that we did over there. You're gonna stand nice and still, just like this. Take your hands, we're gonna stay right at the edge. You're gonna jump up, your back, and roll, and land on your feet. So this one kind of emphasizes like more of landing part and kind of jumping into it, so that they don't just get to roll into it, they don't have to jump up. So a lot of things you see like the mini ninjas do, they'll put their hands like this, and they'll like go to their face. That doesn't really work. So you have to make sure they put their hands back here, and they have to tuck their head in, so that they can actually get over the mat, because otherwise they'll just land on their head. So that, as well as make sure they land on their feet, don't just kind of fall over, because that's the whole point of it is to land. So yeah.
Cool.
Come back here. Yeah, so just nice standing still. Tuck your head in like this. And like this. Yeah, perfect.
Cool. All right.
Alright. For this drill, stand nice and still. Start over here. You're gonna take your hands, put them right here at the edge. Not over here, just right at the edge. You're gonna tuck your head down, jump, roll, and land on your feet. Perfect.
Good. Okay. What's next?
Alright, and then after that, you can come over to the floor. We're working on dive rolls. So this one, a regular roll looks like this. A dive roll, you have to like actually dive more. So they can start off kind of like go a little bit further, but then eventually, I want them to like go like jump. Be able to dive. And on these, you can also emphasize getting height. So try to get higher. Yeah. Just like this. Not a forward roll, but reach out a little bit further. Try to roll a little bit farther. Yeah, perfect, just like that. And then yeah, with these, really try to emphasize height and distance. So if their forward roll is like they're diving like to the ground, they're probably going to land on their neck and get hurt. So stay up and try to get pretty far. So yeah. Want to try another one? Or your farther one? Good job.
Okay.
This next one is going to be for helping with sets. So a set, like in the front flip, you kind of throw your hands up to like initiate the front flip. So a good drill, you can kind of stay on the edge of me. Over here. You're going to take this stone block behind your head. You're going to try to throw it at that orange line over there. Like that. Throw it. Perfect. Just like that. That's going to help you so when you do the front flip, you throw your hands forward. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Perfect. Why don't you show us one more time, Juliet? Grab the block. Show us one more time.
Okay, come down here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
Good job. Alright, this next one's going to be kind of like the one we did earlier with your hands down, except for this one, you're going to be kind of throwing your set that we just learned into it. So you can kind of stand still again. You're going to have your hands up just like you're throwing a block. You're going to throw it. Try to land on your back and then roll over to your feet. So kind of the same thing, although you don't have your hands down, kind of throw it into it. Just like you're throwing our front block. Yeah, and then you can land on your feet just like that.
Do they ever have trouble getting up?
Yeah, if you have trouble getting up, you can use the trampoline too. I mean, this is bouncy, so you can kind of take some steps into it, hands up, and then land on your feet.
Cool. Have you had mini ninjas be able to do this, or do you think like there's any height? So they're not. It's not really a height or age restriction. It's more like if they're not doing this drill, they're probably not ready for that.
Yeah, if they can't do this one, then there's no way they're gonna be able to do this. So.
That makes sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Over here.
All right. So tell me about your mat setup.
All right. For this one, you can either use an 8-inch or this maybe a 4-inch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But just put it at the end. Here is the black mat. We don't need it for this one. They're gonna be trying front flips just without the black mat and try to land on their back or a seat drop. So they can jump all the way down, have their hands up like this or something, and have their hands up. But make sure when they do it, they have their hands up. You're gonna want to jump. Try to land either on your back or in a seat drop.
Okay.
We don't want to try one. Have your hands up. Let's roll. Yeah, perfect. If they can't get any more than that, that's perfectly okay. But shoot for a seat drop, and if they can't do that, then they can hit it back.
What are some things that they could do wrong that tell you they're like you need to go back to the previous drill? Like what are some of the?
If they don't have their hands up, then it's not going to work. So make sure they really have their hands up. They have to like this doesn't work as well as because if you're going to do it, start with your hands up, because if you're throwing your hands into your front flip like this, it's going to help you. But if you start with your hands down and you're still going to put them up, if you're trying to put your hands up like I told you, that's going to send you backwards. So it's going to like cancel your flip and you're going to land on your head. So start with them up so you don't land on your head.
Do you see any kids like leaning forward like that into it? Or like
yeah, I mean, that's still okay. As long as they're like, if they go like this, it might just because it's a little bit scary to normally they're on the black fence and take away something. But just try to fix that. Get them to stand up more and like try to jump into it, I guess.
cool. Okay.
Kind of the same thing with the things earlier. Try to get them to jump more instead of just like leaning forward. So try to make it a little bit higher. Have their hands up and jump rather than like just kind of fall into it, I guess. And then it's the same thing as our rolls over there. When you teach them a tuck, teach them like not like this, because when you tuck in like this, it's gonna make you flip faster. But if they have their hands like this and their knees like this, they're gonna like hit their teeth or something. So make sure they pull their legs apart. So that way, if they do hit their feet, they're not gonna hit their teeth on anything. But then same thing again. You can have your hands up. You can have jumps. Well, teach them a tuck of some sort. Just don't like tuck like that. Like, yeah, let's jump. Yeah, try something. Perfect. Yeah.
There we go. How about if they don't make it all the way around, where should they and where should they not put their hands? Like if
Do not put your hands behind you. So if you're like in the air and you know you're not gonna make it, don't go like this. Your best bet's just gonna stay tough because you can't really get hurt in a tuck.
Yeah.
Even if you land on your neck, you're not really gonna get that hurt. But if you put your arm behind you, you're gonna break your arm. So don't do that.
Yep. So then they would just land on their back like the previous one.
Yeah, just landing back.
Cool. Cool. Jake, can you show us one more time?
Yeah. And with
There you
all
go.
these, make sure they're not landing on the red. Land right before it, like right here. But this will take away from your bounce, so make sure they jump like here. And feet together too. That's gonna help them get into muscle like height and stuff. So
Where should they be landing? Like, where should they aim to land?
when they're in the front flip, you take off here. I mean, try not to land here, and try not to land there. But really, like anywhere in the middle, kind of. I'd land like anywhere like in this. Is probably good.
Okay.
So long as they're not like flying away or not moving at all, then they're good.
And what if they overbounce? Do you have any tips for like if they bounce and go forward? Like, how do you?
You can either try to like tuck in and land like a lot of times if you jump really far, you can either like turn your back and it doesn't hurt, or you can, if you're far enough in your foot, you can kind of tuck under or like tuck in so that you like make the flip. But
Cool. Okay. Anything else you can think of?
no, it's good.
Cool. There you go.
Thing when they're doing their flips and if they're having a hard time landing, you can kind of tell that they're opening too early or something, and they're landing on their back. You can hold their tuck a little bit longer, and they'll make it all around. Or if they're landing too far, you can open a little bit earlier so that they land in the right spot. If they're still having a hard time, if they can see during their flip, you can have them look for something on the ceiling. So like spot the clip up there, or really spot that like mascot thing, but find something to look at so that when you see that, then you open. So if it helps in their brain to open that way, then that helps them land. As well as make sure you're practicing your front flips and stuff here, or on those white trampolines and stuff. Don't practice on the ninja trampolines over there. Just because, yeah, Justin said don't do that, so.
Yep. Cool. All right.